Welcome back, future officers.
Hello, everyone.
Today we are going to understand an extremely important editorial in the easiest possible way. So, imagine trying to win a really high-speed Formula One race.
Right,
But the car being driven has this fatal flaw.
right. A very dangerous flaw.
Exactly. Like the exhaust pipe is leaking directly into the driver's cabin. तो रेस जीतने के लिए maximum speed तो चाहिए ही, but the faster the car goes, the more the engine actually suffocates the driver inside.
That is a very grim yet highly accurate picture of the situation we are discussing today.
Right.
So today's mission is a comprehensive editorial analysis of a crucial piece from the Indian Express titled, "For India, the Energy Challenge is Urgent."
Very relevant.
Yes, it sits right at the intersection of economy, environment, and geography. And our structure for today's deep dive is very focused.
Basically, breaking it down step by step.
Exactly. First, we'll have a detailed editorial discussion to unpack the core concepts, the challenges, and the proposed solutions.
उन सभी core ideas को simplify करेंगे.
Then we transition into a special newly formatted vocabulary section to really lock in those high-weightage terms. And finally, we will outline the practice questions based on today's reading to ensure absolute clarity for the exams.
Perfect. So, getting right into section 1, which is basically revolving around the core problem.
Right.
The editorial actually opens with a very stark observation. It says India stands at a critical juncture in its developmental journey.
A critical juncture.
हाँ, मतलब एक बहुत ही नाजुक मोड़ पर देश खड़ा है आज.
Right.
A juncture where the paths chosen will literally dictate the next 50 years.
Yes, and the author immediately grounds that statement by explaining the dual pressure the country is currently facing.
Dual pressure as in.
Well, the text reads, while rapid economic growth demands massive amounts of reliable power, the heavy reliance on traditional energy sources has severe environmental consequences, making the path ahead complex.
So this is where that racing car analogy comes to life, right?
Bilkul. To lift millions out of poverty, to industrialize, to build world-class infrastructure, massive and reliable power is absolutely non-negotiable.
Right. मतलब एक तरफ रैपिड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ चाहिए जिसके लिए नई फैक्ट्रीज, रेलवेज और टेक पार्क्स को लगातार रिलायबल पावर चाहिए.
Constant electricity, yes.
यानी बहुत सारी बिजली की जरूरत है. लेकिन दूसरी तरफ हमारी हेवी रिलायंस आज भी ट्रेडिशनल एनर्जी सोर्सेज पर है.
Mostly go.
मोस्टली. हाँ. और उसके सिवियर एनवायरमेंटल कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस अब क्लियर सामने आ रहे हैं. स्पीड तो बढ़ानी है पर धुआं एनवायरनमेंट को डैमेज कर रहा है.
And this domestic pressure is now aggressively colliding with international obligations.
Like global treaties and stuff.
Precisely. The editorial points out the recent global outcomes and agreements have further highlighted the pressing need to align national progress with ambitious climate goals.
So the international community is actively shifting the baseline here.
They are. Trade policies, international funding, and global partnerships are increasingly tied to a country's carbon footprint today.
Meaning, this isn't just a local pollution issue anymore.
Not at all.
In fact, the editorial takes it a step further with what might be like the most crucial line of the first half. It says, for India, an immediate and comprehensive energy transition is no longer just an environmental choice, but a strategic and existential imperative.
That phrasing is heavy.
Existential imperative.
Yes. A strategic and existential imperative. It means shifting our energy grid is no longer just a good-to-have green initiative, right? It is existential, meaning a matter of basic survival against extreme climate events.
सही बात है, floods, heat waves, उन सबसे survive करना है.
And it is strategic,
Yeah.
meaning it dictates our economic sovereignty. If the nation relies solely on imported fossil fuels or fails to develop domestic green tech future, economic independence is completely compromised.
Existential imperative मतलब literally अस्तित्व का सवाल बन चुका है.
बहुत.
But, acknowledging the problem is just step one.
True.
If this immediate and comprehensive energy transition is so critical, तो a massive developing nation actually executes this how? What exactly requires investment here?
Well, this moves the discussion into the second major theme, which is the solution. And the editorial defines this through renewable infrastructure and aggressive decarbonization.
Okay, so building the solution.
Right. And the roadmap starts with money. The author writes, Achieving this profound transformation necessitates significant capital infusion into renewable infrastructure.
Significant capital infusion meaning a massive injection of funds, right?
Yes, billions of dollars.
But dekho, when people hear renewable infrastructure, the image that immediately pops up is just a field of solar panels or maybe a few wind turbines. The challenge has to be bigger than just installing more panels, right?
Oh, much bigger. Just generating renewable power is maybe only 1/3 of the equation.
Just 1/3.
Yes, the author specifies this includes expanding solar and wind generation capacity, modernizing grid systems, enhancing storage solutions to manage intermittency.
Let's actually break down that concept of intermittency.
It is a critical concept.
सोलर और विंड पावर के साथ सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम यही इंटरमिटेंसी है ना? सूरज हमेशा नहीं चमकता और हवा हमेशा एक स्पीड से नहीं चलती.
Exactly. Traditional coal plants provide what is called base load power,
बेस लोड मीनिंग?
meaning they run 24/7, offering a steady stream of electricity. A grid is basically a massive balancing act. The supply of electricity must perfectly match the demand at every single second.
Oh, wow. Every single second.
Yes. So if a thick cloud cover rolls over a massive solar park, power generation drops instantly.
Right.
And if the grid isn't modernized to handle that sudden shock, or if there are no massive battery storage systems to instantly inject backup power, the whole grid can actually collapse.
तो ग्रिड सिस्टम्स को मॉडर्नाइज करना और मैसिव स्टोरेज सॉल्यूशंस बिल्ड करना इसलिए जरूरी है.
Absolutely essential.
अदरवाइज आधी रात को जब डिमांड पीक पर होगी तो पावर नहीं मिलेगी. But moving past just electricity generation, the editorial brings up another massive hurdle.
The industrial sectors.
Yes, it states, furthermore, it demands aggressive decarbonization strategies for energy-intensive industrial sectors like steel and cement.
Steel and cement are the fundamental building blocks of any developing economy.
बिल्कुल हर जगह यूज होता है.
But they are incredibly problematic for the environment. These are known globally as hard-to-abate sectors.
Hard to abate.
Right. You cannot just run a massive steel blast furnace on a few solar panels. They require immense sustained heat, which is traditionally achieved by burning coking coal.
So how do we clean that up?
Finding aggressive decarbonization strategies here means investing heavily in experimental technologies, like using green hydrogen to replace coal in these industrial processes.
और इसके साथ ट्रांसपोर्ट का सवाल भी तो आता है. The editorial mentions a fundamental reimagining of urban mobility towards electric vehicles and sustainable transport is also key.
EV adoption is a major pillar, yes?
EV adoption बढ़ाना crucial है बिल्कुल, पर यहाँ एक practical pushback दिमाग में आता है. The text says this transition must concurrently involve a phased reduction and eventual phasing out of inefficient fossil fuels to mitigate long-term impacts.
Concurrently, yes.
We are talking about EVs, green hydrogen, and modernized grids. But as a developing nation, we cannot just switch off coal or oil overnight, right?
No, it would be absolute economic suicide to try. The author deliberately uses the terms phased reduction and eventual phasing out.
Phased matlab slow, step-by-step process?
Exactly. Taking a coal plant offline before a fully reliable, fully funded green alternative is already running would plunge millions into darkness and halt industrial output completely.
True.
The shift away from inefficient fossil fuels is not just a technology swap. It is perhaps the most complex economic and policy challenge of the entire century,
Which honestly flows directly into Section 3, which is the Balancing Act.
the core of the policy issue.
Right, this is where policy, investment, and energy security have to find an equilibrium. The editorial acknowledges this reality, saying, however, operationalizing this shift presents multifaceted challenges. Balancing the urgent demands for energy access with long-term sustainability requires delicate policy navigation.
That tension between energy access and sustainability is the real tightrope here.
Kaise?
Well, there are still communities waiting for reliable baseline electricity for hospitals and schools, right?
Yes.
Providing that basic access cannot wait for 50 years of green tech development.
Sahi baat hai. You can't tell a village to wait decades for power.
Exactly. The text continues, the associated investment challenge is immense, requiring both public funds and private sector mobilization to scale up clean energy projects.
Because state treasuries alone cannot foot a multi-trillion-dollar bill.
Public funds के साथ private sector की mobilization बहुत जरूरी है.
Private capital is vital.
But देखो, private companies won't invest billions in green tech unless they see a stable, profitable environment.
Which is exactly why the government's role shifts from just being a direct provider to being a market facilitator.
A facilitator, right?
The editorial outlines this clearly. It says India must develop and implement a robust and enabling policy framework that incentivizes green investments, streamlines regulatory processes, and ensures a just transition that supports communities currently dependent on traditional energy sectors.
Okay. That phrase, just transition, needs some deep focus. एक न्यायसंगत संक्रमण, this isn't just about the environment, it is pure socio-economics, right?
100%. अगर कल को कोल माइंस बंद होती हैं, तो उन पूरे टाउन्स का क्या होगा जिनकी रोजी रोटी सिर्फ माइनिंग पे डिपेंडेंट है?
They lose everything.
Exactly. So just transition means ensuring those workers get retrained and those local economies are given alternative industries. So literally nobody is left behind.
It is entirely about protecting the most vulnerable communities during massive macroeconomic shifts. Now, the editorial does recognize current progress.
The government steps.
Yes. It states government initiatives like the National Green Hydrogen Mission and incentives for EV adoption are significant steps in the right direction.
अच्छी शुरुआत है.
For context, green hydrogen involves using renewable electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen can then be used as a clean, zero-emission fuel for those hard-to-abate, heavy industries we discussed earlier.
Exactly. लेकिन इन सब initiatives के बीच एक warning भी दी गई है. It says, nevertheless, a truly comprehensive strategy must seamlessly integrate energy security concerns with environmental responsibilities.
The ultimate balance.
This actually brings back the idea of a house renovation. I mean, it is like trying to completely rebuild the foundation and wiring of a house while staying within a strict budget and ensuring the family living inside never experiences a power cut.
A very stressful renovation.
Right. Energy security means the lights stay on and fuel remains affordable regardless of what global geopolitical shifts are happening.
And to complicate that house renovation, the cost of materials keeps fluctuating based on global supply chains.
बिल्कुल.
मतलब पूरी इकोनॉमी को एक साथ मूव करना होगा.
It is an all-hands-on-deck scenario punctuated by a final stark reminder from the author. The clock is ticking, and the urgency for decisive action cannot be overstated.
The clock is ticking. A very sobering notes to end the text on. And this extensive breakdown naturally brings us to the vocabulary masterclass section.
The most practical part of the deep dive.
Exactly. Instead of just listing out definitions mechanically, let's look at how these 12 critical words and 5 idioms actually functioned in the arguments we just explored. That is a much better approach. Let's group them by the actual concepts they describe. We saw the core problem defined by 2 major terms, emissions and fossil fuels.
Okay, let's start with emissions.
Emissions basically refer to the discharge of pollutants. In our context, it is the greenhouse gases escaping from factory chimneys. Synonyms would be releases or effluents, with antonyms being absorption or containment.
और ये emissions आते कहाँ से हैं? Mostly हमारे 9th word से, which is fossil fuels.
Right, the primary source.
Coal, oil, natural gas. ये सब traditional hydrocarbon sources हैं, जिसे हम जीवाश्म ईंधन कहते हैं. इनका एंटोनिम सीधा-सीधा clean energy या green alternatives होगा.
Correct.
So, to fight the emissions from fossil fuels, the editorial demands our first word, decarbonization.
Yes, decarbonization is the active reduction of carbon output. It isn't just planting a few trees, it's fundamentally re-engineering heavy industries to operate without carbon.
Footprint reduction.
Exactly. Synonyms are cleanup or footprint reduction, while carbonization would be the direct opposite. And how do we actually achieve this decarbonization? By relying heavily on our 8th word, renewable resources.
Renewable यानी ऐसी energy जो consume करने पर खत्म ना हो, नवीकरणीय. The sun, the wind, flowing water.
Endless supplies.
सही बात है. इनके synonyms है sustainable या replenishable और antonyms होंगे finite या depletable. But just having sunlight shining down isn't enough. We need the physical systems to capture and move it.
Which brings us to word number 3, infrastructure.
बुनियादी ढांचा.
Often people hear infrastructure and just picture highways and bridges.
Yes.
Here it specifically refers to the essential framework of the energy sector. Massive solar parks, wind farms, and high-voltage transmission lines.
The actual hardware.
Yes. And the most critical part of that infrastructure is word number 10, grid capacity.
This is the absolute maximum load of electricity a transmission system can handle safely.
Grid kshamata.
Yes.
If the generation exceeds the grid capacity
Yes.
or drops below demand drastically, the entire system fails.
जिसे बचाने के लिए grids का आधुनिकीकरण या modernization बहुत जरूरी है. Now, completely shifting from the old infrastructure to the new one requires word number 4.
Transition.
The shift.
एक अवस्था से दूसरी अवस्था में जाने का process.
संक्रमण.
It is a transformation, not just a sudden jump to sustainability.
सतत विकास.
This doesn't just mean eco-friendly, it implies endurance. Can a specific policy or economic growth model be maintained over the long term without collapsing under its own environmental damage?
A very valid question.
A synonym is viability, which ironically brings us to our 5th word, viability.
Oh, seamless transition. Viability का मतलब है practicality.
व्यवहार्यता.
Right. क्या ये नया green project सच में real world में काम करेगा? For instance, green hydrogen sounds amazing on paper, but assessing its financial and technical viability is crucial before spending billions of dollars.
Feasibility, basically.
Exactly. Synonyms include feasibility or practicality.
Which directly links to word number 6, investment. To make these viable projects a reality, financial resources must be allocated for future gains. Nivesh.
बिल्कुल.
Without serious public and private funding or expenditure, the transition is just a theoretical concept.
और इस मैसिव इन्वेस्टमेंट को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए सरकार को बनाना पड़ता है हमारा 11th वर्ड, पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क.
नीतिगत ढांचा.
ये उन रूल्स, रेगुलेशंस और इंसेंटिव्स का एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड सेट है जो क्लियर डायरेक्शंस देता है.
It provides a regulatory structure. Without it, there is just deregulation or total market chaos.
And the ultimate goal of combining massive investment with a strong policy framework is to finally achieve word number 12, energy security.
Urja Suraksha. This means ensuring that a nation has uninterrupted availability of energy sources at an affordable price. It represents supply reliability and resource assurance, standing in direct opposition to scarcity or vulnerability.
Fantastic breakdown. वो 12 शब्दों का बहुत ही practical application था. Now let's integrate the 5 essential idioms extracted from the sources.
Let's do that.
We talked about how adopting green tech can completely change the negative momentum of climate change. That is to turn the tide. स्थिति को बुरे से अच्छे की तरफ बदलना.
And frankly, to turn that tide, scientists and engineers cannot rely on old legacy methods. They have to break new ground.
नया करना या नवाचार करना.
Exactly. This means to innovate or pioneer entirely new ideas, like developing next-generation solid-state batteries for grids.
Next idiom is bridge the gap. हमारी current energy demands और clean energy supply के बीच अभी एक बहुत बड़ा अंतर है. Bridge the gap मतलब इस disconnect को दूर करना. To connect two disparate things.
Right. Furthermore, to manage the transition without ruining the economy requires policymakers to
Strike a balance.
santulan banana.
Finding that acceptable middle ground. Growth cannot be sacrificed entirely, but neither can the environment.
Sahi.
Finally, to ensure that clean energy startups can actually compete against legacy coal and oil giants that have benefited from decades of government subsidies, governments must
Level the playing field.
level the playing field, मतलब निष्पक्ष प्रतिस्पर्धा सुनिश्चित करना. Creating fair and equal conditions for all competitors in the market.
That contextual breakdown makes those terms so much easier to retain for essays and descriptive answers.
Oh, absolutely. Now it's your turn. We have added image-based editorial questions for practice. Definitely attempt them to build your understanding and exam confidence.
And the practice worksheet, structured for this particular analysis, is highly targeted.
बहुत focused है.
It features vocabulary and context to really test the practical usage of terms like intermittency and decarbonization.
Important terms.
There are theme-based questions to evaluate your comprehension of the balance between energy access and sustainability.
Additionally, anyone looking to sharpen their critical thinking should focus on the inference-based questions.
True or false type statements, right?
Yes, the true-false statements regarding the complex realities of a green economy and the exam-oriented MCQs. Working through these will completely solidify the analytical concepts we discussed today. Because देखो, the knowledge only sticks when it gets actively tested.
Without a doubt.
But before closing out, let's revisit that final line from the editorial. The clock is ticking.
A powerful reminder.
We spent all this time dissecting policy frameworks, capital infusions, and grid storage, right? But consider this provocative angle. What if the sheer velocity of climate change actually outpaces the bureaucratic speed at which nations can draft these policies and physically build the infrastructure?
That is a terrifying thought.
Are human institutions capable of moving fast enough to literally win a race against atmospheric physics itself?
A phenomenal question to leave on. It shifts the focus from what should we do to can we actually do it fast enough? It is definitely something worth pondering over while reviewing today's notes.
Definitely an idea to chew on for everyone. Dive into those practice questions, keep analyzing the world around you, and we will see you in the next editorial session. Until then,